How's up, y'all? It's popping in today. About to react to this video by Playback. It's titled Steven Crowder. This is alpha to you. A few of you have asked me to react to this, Steven Crowder situation. I have no idea who the hell this is, but sure, we're gonna see what's going on and what scandal, he's in. And it's interesting. Sometimes people will leave comments and be like, "Why y'all got her reacting to, people she don't know?" I don't know nobody. Through these reaction videos is literally how I find out about so much. So I appreciate y'all recommending, people that I don't know. It's like, okay, what's he that got going on? What's going on? It keeps me in the loop. What's happening with these niggas? Because I don't keep up with this stuff at all. But anyway, we're gonna see, what's happening with him. Let's watch.
No, we are at an impasse. Okay, I love you, but Steven, he's sick.
Watch it.
He's sick.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need to get. And I need some space. We need you to stop.
So is that alpha? That's pretty alpha, right?
It is, without a doubt. It's definitely alpha.
Like it's your pregnant wife, nigga. Why don't you just be a little compassionate? What's wrong with this nigga?
You're a boundary. No, you just said I do a boundary abusive. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do white things, then I will go and get the groceries.
There's no groceries. I have
Steaks. What pellets? My grill. I know it's not a reasonable price. But I'll go do it. How about you first? How do you respect me? Yes. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. You see the love comes back.
Respect.
No. I don't mean that. No, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
You're not taking the car.
Steven,
You are not.
then I will ask them to pick me up. Would you like it?
Oh, that's right.
Is that respect, Steven?
Give it an Uber.
Ooh.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
One, like when you're with somebody, you kind of have to think about them a lot, and then two,
she's pregnant.
Like Jesus.
So yeah, for those who don't know, Steven Crowder and his now estranged wife, they're going through a divorce. This started back in 2021. This is some new information that is leaked. Honestly, just from my personal perspective, I think it's kind of weird to make blanketed statements on someone's relationship based off of like a 3-minute clip.
That's true.
However, this does look kind of, at worst, it looks kind of cringe. Like it looks mad cringe. You yelling at your 8-month pregnant wife to do things that come across as very rudimentary. Someone who's as successful as Crowder as well, I would assume, why don't you have another car? Like you said, you take the car on boxed in. Like that's something that like,
you would think
like,
I
can go to the gym,
exist, or like taxi didn't exist, or you couldn't call a friend. Like pretending like there's no way to get around because you don't have your car in your garage is crazy.
Yeah, so that I didn't understand it either. I thought that was kind of weird, and because of that, it comes across as like a semi-controlling tactic. But that's me jumping to very extreme takes. The reason why people are so treating this almost like a I gotcha moment isn't necessarily because of the clip itself. It's a 3-minute clip. A lot of things going on. It seems as if like he's asking her to do some wifely duties, make some responsibilities around the house while he sits back and chill. He's probably worked. I'm not gonna act like Steven Crowder doesn't work. He's probably got done working. He's chilling. Yo, you need to do your duties even when you're 8 months.
Yeah, I was about to say she looks very pregnant. Like she's about to pop any day now. And he like, go clean something. Go clean, hoe. Like what?
Work. You get to work now, so you need to be working. She says that the dispute really came with the dog, the responsibility of the dog. She's supposed to be carrying some medication, but she's pregnant, so she can't handle the medication. It says on the bottle, like, hey, I shouldn't handle medication. So that's where a lot of this kind of stems from, but obviously it seems like it's something more pressing than just some dog medication, because my goodness, I don't see how that's pretty crazy. However, here's the problem. The way that Steven Crowder is talking about the divorce, because he's talking about it in a very, let's just say, interesting manner.
I have been living with a proverbial boot on my neck for going on years now. Since 2021, I've been living through what has increasingly been a horrendous divorce. Now, let me say on the outset, to be clear, there's no infidelity, any kind of physical abuse at all on either side.
He said no physical abuse.
This was not my choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore. And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted. It's been the most heartbreaking experience of my life. what I consider to be my deepest personal failure. And just so you know, my opinions on parenting and families have not changed. I've always believed that children need a mom and a dad, that divorce is horrible. And I still believe that children need a mom and a dad and that divorce is horrible.
So that's how he's framing this. He's framing it like divorce is terrible, it's bad, which would stick to his fundamental roots as a right-winger. That's what he believes. And even if you go a little bit further into it, he always positioned it as, it's not my fault, man.
This was not my choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore. And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted.
This is out of my hands.
It's not my decision.
It's not my decision. Legality has stepped in and decided she can just leave whenever she wants to leave, man. That's what the legal system says. And so I
don't agree with it now.
I don't agree with it. But there's literally nothing that I can do about it. My hands are tied behind my back. And so
I mean, she don't want to be talked to like this no more. She tired of crying. And she was pregnant at that. Ooh, I wish the fuck I would be carrying a crusty nigga's baby. And he up here talking to me like this when I'm miserable and about to pop any day. I'm uncomfortable. I'm in pain. What?
it comes across as weird, and fair, and I do believe that it's probably been a very long and taxing back and forth. I'm pretty sure it's been a gruesome breakup. I'm pretty sure that, without a doubt, like, there's some emotional ties that he has been damaged in this back and forth. I'm not denying that at all. For him to say these things, it's very interesting, because then later on there's been some reports claiming that potentially.
I only say that because usually I really like their designs, and Agent is always wearing like AMP merch, so I'm always like, oh, that's fire, oh, that's dope, like hats and shirts and shit. But this one, I don't like this one.
Steven was looking for a divorce.
Damn.
Steven was looking for a divorce several years prior to this. And he actually went to a lawyer. They presented this information. He was in the process, so it doesn't seem like it's necessarily one-sided.
I say talking to a family lawyer doesn't mean you want a divorce. It just means you want to know, like, the legality. You just want to learn about the process.
But it's interesting. Well, hey, it's also interesting in the way he keeps talking about it is like, legally speaking, guys. No, legally speaking, like, it's almost if like, man, fuck legally. Like, what do you and her want out of it? Like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. But I think he has to say that because it's the image of the right-wing conservative. Like, I'm about family, about raising kids together, the centric mother, father, husband, wife. We stick together thick and thin. And like, when you go down this path of like that logic, like, it's almost no bounds in which you're willing to conform to it, even when it just may make sense. It may make sense for them not to be together anymore. But in his mind,
and I hate when people try to use that as an excuse, like, to be together. But if you're in a toxic relationship, that is terrible for your children. Terrible for them to constantly see y'all fighting. Like, that's not a good predicament to put your children in. So you acting like we're doing this for the kids. No, you're not. It's hurting the children. I grew up in a household where both of my parents were fighting. And when they announced they was getting divorced, we was like, thank God, finally. I'll never forget, I was 13. I was like, please. Nobody want to hear that? That shit is annoying. And it's just like, damn, it makes you view relationships in a tainted way. It has a lot of negative effects on your children. So I don't feel like you should stay together for the kids. That's ridiculous.
For it to work in the world that he's built up, we just got to work it through, man.
You should. I personally also agree that, like, once you get married, there should be no looking back. But also, like, she tried. I'm assuming she tried. Literally, the one cut we've seen is her trying to get space. She said she's gonna leave the house and she doesn't know when she's gonna be back. She just needs room to fucking be away for a little bit. So, like, I'm sure she tried just about everything before she got into that conclusion.
Yes.
But also, like, honestly, like, if you was treating her like that often enough, like, that's not, like, an unreasonable conclusion, nigga. Exactly. Like, there's only so many times you can sit there with your fucking legs like these.
And like these. And the fact that she's pregnant makes this so much worse, because that's a time when you really need to be there for your wife, when she's pregnant and she's going through a lot. She's literally carrying your child. So you should be, like, super duper supportive, like, over the top supportive in any way that you can, and helpful in any way that you can. But you just, like he said, sitting there
smoking a cigar or whatever the fuck you do with your free time.
You ain't know your wife to do this.
She doesn't want to do it no more, nigga. Like,
you ain't taking a car.
Now the other thing that kind of, because I don't think you've seen the whole thing. So there's another part of the clip that is pretty concerning. Towards the end of the clip, there are some statements being claimed that he alluded to the idea of potentially, I'll fuck you up. That's what he said.
I'm not going to get you anymore. I'm going to go. I'll get texting that you need. I'll get you the TV. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Oh wow. You said it's nothing.
Are
Oh, nothing.
you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to that. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
Yeah, so you're right. Like, this is a small clip. I'm saying, like, we don't know everything off the strength of the clip. Maybe she's dumb lazy, and he just had it up to here with her laziness.
And then it's a
She pregnant! She 40 months pregnant! What the fuck?
Just feels like everything.
She has the right to be lazy. She's carrying your child. Let her be lazy if that's the case. No, there is no excuse for this. And like I said, if he's treating her like this when she is pregnant, this says a lot.
It's building up.
Yeah, so we're just seeing a moment.
Nah.
Damn, bruh.
Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication and gloves? Okay, take that.
As the crowd is heading inside, Steven gets angrier and angrier, and by his own admission screams, "I'll fuck you up," at his pregnant wife, Hillary, then flees her home, allegedly. Why did they put it in the video?
They said by his own admission. They said it by his own admission.
Well, I can't hear it, so.
Yeah.
I would have just put it in the video.
They claim it's by his own admission. So that is how it all ended, which then kind of resumes. Like you said, it's a 3-minute clip. We don't really know all the details to it, which is why we weren't like jumping at the gate to talk about this. But it is very interesting and odd, especially as more and more information has revealed itself. That Steven Crowder continues to present this as if like, oh, this is just this is not what I wanted. The legal system took over, guys, and it's like it's almost as if like he's presenting like if it wasn't for the legal system, she would still be here right now.
And it's all politicking though. Like you're trying to look away. So you're gonna present information. You're gonna talk about how bad divorce, how it wasn't your problem. Everyone's just politicking, just to make themselves look like they're not the ones who fucked up.
So I hope the best for him. I'm not somebody who's trying to have this one up on somebody. Yo, do what's best for you, because it's definitely a bunch of messy stuff, and we don't know the full details of it. Definitely,
you look bad though, bro. You look really bad.
He looks bad, but I know
you actually look like Bowser. You look like a tyrant.
But I know for a fact how someone can look in certain situations if you don't get the full context and everything can build up, and then it gets to this result. And
you know what's crazy?
This is really extreme.
TV show,
especially about relationships.
There needs to be a TV show of real divorces, and they just hash it out in divorce court, but it's all publicized and it's all real and it's all like high profile people, and there's just millions of dollars involved. There's hella ads on there. Like it should be a fiasco, nigga. Like everybody should be tuned in and tapped in to what is really just entertainment for a lot of people. All drama is really just entertainment for most people. To a lot of people, this is just entertainment, and it's like a gotcha moment. Like, oh, okay, so you said you're about this, but it looks like you might not actually be. You said you're about family, but this is how you treat your pregnant wife. In all reality, I feel like most political commentators end up kind of just doing what's the word we used to describe Steve Harvey? Pander. Because why say anything that is going to potentially lose you money or lose you loyalty from your base? You're not gonna. Yes. You're not gonna. So he's just saying the things that's gonna resonate with the people that people want to hear at the end of the day. So that's pandering.
It's understandable if you get to the point where you're going through a divorce. But it does come across as like lacking an understanding of like your wife is like 8 months pregnant. I don't even know how y'all get to this point where like you live the life that you live and you can't provide another car for your wife. I don't that to me was the part that threw me away. I'm like, hey, you have one car? Like, damn, bro. And if you can't get another Camry? Like, what the hell?
And if you're so concerned about feeling stranded, don't choose to live in a fucking suburb with one car, you rich fuck.
Yeah, that doesn't make none of
all decisions you made since you're all about self-accountability. Even in that clip, you said, I'm fully accountable. Like, when he was sitting down on his show, yeah, you are fully accountable. You made a lot of decisions to be put in that scenario. You telling your pregnant wife to take an Uber, regardless of the context, is wild. That's insane. Even if she wasn't pregnant, like, you should probably arrange a ride for her. But, like, Uber, most of the time, is really safe, especially during the day. If you put someone in Uber, that's not crazy. But when she's pregnant and you're doing it out of pettiness or anger, now you look crazy.
Completely out of pettiness.
You look like the emotional one in the situation.
You have a car there for her to take. You like, no, get an Uber.
Emotional, but you're sitting back pretending like you're having a logical take. It's not hard to consider your pregnant wife's feelings and opinions, nigga. And if she wants to be away from you, it's probably because of the way you're fucking acting. Let us know what y'all think in the comments.
Yikes, that makes him look wild. And I actually agree with the sentiment that, we can't go based on a short clip. We don't know the full story. We don't know all the details. Like, I literally just made that same point in the Brian McKnight video from yesterday. I'm like, we don't know all the details, so can we really come to, a conclusion about who's in the wrong? But in a situation like this, we're presented with such such damaging evidence, it's like, you can logically conclude that he's a problem. Look at how he's speaking to his pregnant wife. Like, he's demeaning her. He literally told her he would fuck her up. You telling your pregnant wife that you will fuck her up? You're threatening her physically? That's fucking crazy. So I can, safely assume that you're a problem and you are abusive in one way or another, whether that be physically or verbally, emotionally, or whatever the case. And she literally was like, I love you. I'm committed to you. She was trying to practice conflict resolution. And he's like, no, you committed to getting the gloves, giving the dog the meds? Like, what? Like, he was not interested in resolving anything or coming to any type of peaceful resolution. He was just, being an asshole. And it's like, okay, who wants to deal with that? So if this is a reflection of how he treated her in their marriage most of the time, then I get why she did not want to be with him. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? But I don't know this nigga. I don't know the full story, but based on the evidence we were presented, it looks like he's a tyrant for sure. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!